if I were in that imaginary group of Antifa, I would be very concerned. If I were part of anything that was sending money their way or assistance their way, I don't know. I might be a little concerned because the FBI is dead ass serious.
Glenn Beck is a bootlicker. And I don't mean it, I do mean it euphemistically because I don't think he really licks the boots. But of all the bootlickers out there, he's among some of the worst. I don't know why it is that Mormons and their sycophancy really bothers me so much. I think it's because they play so pious and high and mighty, and I grew up around all these people. But when the rubber hits the road and they really have an opportunity to shine and be a moral, upstanding beacon, an example to their fellow Americans, they choose not to. They choose to be supplicants of Donald Trump. They choose to join the cult of Donald Trump. And the reason I know that Glenn Beck is a bootlicker and a sycophant and a lapdog and just an ass kiss for Donald Trump is that he used to be opposed to Donald Trump. Just like Jason Chaffetz over at Fox News, who used to be a congressman for Utah, who was like, after the I'll grab him by the pussy tape drop, he's like, I'm not going to support Donald Trump. What will I tell my daughters? Oh my God, that would be immoral. I can't even imagine. I'm a family man. I'm a family values guy. And what's he doing now? He has his lips surgically attached to Donald Trump's asshole, just like Glenn Beck, who in this clip, I'm going to share a tweet with you where he's claiming, I don't know why anybody would believe him because he's a lying, bootlicking coward, but he's claiming that the FBI came to his house to learn everything that he has to teach them about Antifa. Get a load of this tweet. The FBI showed up to my house to discuss my TV show exposing Antifa's network. If you are a member of Antifa or providing material or financial support for Antifa, I might be a little concerned because the FBI is dead ass serious about investigating you. Are you going to start talking about the Riz and all the other chi or whatever what's the youngest generation? Are they Gen Zers? The Zoomers? Is that what you're trying to do, Glenn Beck? While trying to convince the boomers and the Gen Xers that you're cool enough that the FBI came to learn what you have to teach them about Antifa? Come on, bro. Nobody believes your bullshit. Nobody believes you. You're a liar. You were against Trump until it hurt your pocketbook, and then you joined the cult. Come on. Now, attached to this tweet was a video where he explains it in the most Glenn Beck way imaginable, the lie about the FBI seeking his special knowledge and understanding about Antifa. If you remember his Fox News show from years ago when he was even too conspiratorial for Fox News, this will remind you of that.
Last week I did a TV show that apparently got the FBI's attention. The topic was initial investigation, a jumping off point, shattering the myth that Antifa just, it's just leaderless and decentralized. We thought, no, it's really not. So we dove in head first and we analyzed the Antifa network, and we went from the street thugs to the support groups, eventually to the funding. Okay. To say the FBI was interested in this might be an understatement. Let's just say the FBI is turning over every single stone. It is so clear to me that they are exploring all angles of this, and they are talking to anyone and everyone that can give them any kind of information. How do I know? Saturday, I get a phone call. The director would like to send over some agents to speak to you, Glenn. And I'm like, the direct FBI agents? Yes, you said some things that they need to talk to you about. And I'm like, well, good things or bad things? They'll be over. So they sat in my living room. 3 agents sat in my living room on Saturday afternoon for almost 2 hours. And I immediately called Jason. I'm like, Jason, you're the researcher. It's your fault. I'm going to throw you under the bus. You better get your butt over here. So Jason was there, and my wife and Jason and I sat there, and it was surreal at one point. I talked to him for about 15 minutes just going over the Tides Foundation and saying, if you understand Tides, you'll understand how difficult your job is going to be. And this is information that I first gave on Fox years ago. Let me just say this. Finally, we have an administration and an FBI director that is willing to go in deep. Not surface, but deep. I can only imagine what we could have avoided if anyone in an administration would have done this in 2011. But if I were in that imaginary group of Antifa, which, by the way, has imaginary leaders leaving the country to go maybe to imaginary countries outside of the U.S. right now, I would be very concerned if I were part of anything that was sending money their way or assistance their way. I don't know. I might be a little concerned because the FBI is dead ass serious. Thank you, Donald Trump, Kash Patel, and all of the agents at the FBI.
First of all, nobody calls it an imaginary group. Nobody calls it an imaginary group. People say that is an ideology. And you might have people who consider themselves anti-fascist in Portland or San Diego or Chicago or here in Washington, D.C. And when a protest happens and they show up, they bring with them their attitude about fascism. There is no website for Antifa. There is no broader organization. There is no funding. People aren't paid protesters for Antifa. And further, one of the reasons that this smacks of absolute bullshit is the fact that if there's an active FBI investigation into the underworld that is Antifa, are they going to let Glenn Beck get on the radio, get on his TV show, and broadcast to the rest of the world to let morons like me broadcast and amplify this message, to let them know, hey, cool it, everybody? Or would they do it the way that a normal investigation would run? It's, hey, be quiet. We were never here. You can only talk about this after we get an indictment, after we make some arrests, maybe. That's the way it would work. He's just a liar. He's just trying to gin up clicks or ratings or whatever. I'm Glenn Beck. I hated Donald Trump, but now I love him. What a loser. Just a cult member. He has supplanted his actual previously claimed deity, Jesus, the Heavenly Father. At Mormons, they love to talk about the Heavenly Father, for Donald Trump, who's now apparently the new Heavenly Father. He's the new dear leader, the new head of the cult. Glenn Beck, very fond of being a member of a cult. This is just his latest. Anyway, what do you think? I would appreciate your feedback. If you know anything about Antifa, please give Kash Patel a call. If you're ready to start being an informant against the broad, well-funded organization of Antifa, please let Glenn Beck know. He has a few FBI agents that sat in his living room for 3 or 2 hours or whatever on Saturday that he'd love to get you in touch with. The other way is just to comment below and give them all the information, or you can call the voicemail line. I won't be forwarding those on to the FBI, but 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. Those emails as well will not be forwarded to the FBI. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Don't be a filthy liar like Glenn Beck, and take care of one another.